and welcome to the Horror Daddy Show. I am the Horror Daddy himself, Carlos.
And I'm your film daddy, John.
This is Tiffany, actually, not John. I'm Chucky today, as you can see. Did my hair and everything for you guys.
And welcome to the Bride, February Bride Month.
Welcome.
And what movie did we watch today?
Can't take you serious.
I know, I'm not putting on the voice. I'm not. Hi, Carlos. Welcome to the horror.
Stop. You tried. You tried.
I didn't even have to try.
So today we did watch Bride of Chucky from 1998, rated R. I know we skipped 3. We'll eventually go back to it because, I love Chucky and I'm not skipping any. It's just since we did the Bride's theme, I had to include this movie at least. Directed by Ronnie Yu and written by Don Mancini. Ronnie Yu, who directed also Freddy vs. Jason, like 5 years later.
Yeah, I saw him in the behind the scenes, and he looked familiar, and now I know why.
Yeah, so he directed what? 2 movies, but 3 franchises.
I mean, hey, he got his bag.
Quick math.
He got he got his money.
So yeah, Bride of Chucky, 1998, starring Jennifer Tilly, Brad Dourif, Katherine Heigl, and Nick Stable.
Okay.
Stable.
It's the Horror Daddies. We're gonna mispronounce your name.
Daddy as fuck.
Yep. But not Dan Mancini Daddy?
No, Don Mancini's separate from that.
He's in a whole different tier. So I know you're a Seed of Chucky fan.
Yeah.
Where is this one in your ranking? Because you were quoting the entire movie.
So with this movie, it's between this and Child's Play 2.
Okay.
I think Seed of Chucky will fall third.
Okay.
And maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I have to watch them in order and then do a ranking myself. I can't just watch one and then spurs and then 2 months later watch another because then I don't know where it will land.
That's fair. So future content?
Yes, for sure. We'll have to sit down and watch all 7 movies one day.
Okay.
But it's really high up there just because the addition of Jennifer Tilly in this movie is perfect.
It's like a drastic change, and it works really well. Without it, this whole series would be so different.
It was definitely needed. Like, she adds comedy, and her and Chucky just roasting each other the whole time is the best thing in the world.
The bickering, it's just so great. Like, it really works.
And that's the downfall with this movie is that I wanted just Tiffany and Chucky road trip movie, which is kind of there.
It's like half of it.
The human characters are not interesting at all, and every time we cut to them, I can just get up and go do whatever I need to do, and then come back to Tiffany and Chucky.
It's true
because they're so uninteresting, and like the only good plot about the human characters is looking at Jesse.
I get
that's my plot there.
I'm not even gay, and I honestly was like, he's a good looking guy. Because
he was one of my sexual awakenings.
One of many.
Him washing that van shirtless, I was like, ooh.
Honestly, Tiffany was like, she looked looking good too. Especially in the opening scene when she got those little spandex and the dress.
Yep.
My God, I love her.
With the bad guy from the Cheetah Girls.
Oh, the Cheetah Girls.
The bad guy.
So you would say close to first, this one?
Yeah, it depends. It's like Child's Play 2 has it.
Child's Play 2 is really good,
but
though.
they're just so different.
Yeah, they are.
So it's like, if I go more of the horror route, yeah, Child's Play 2 has that element. I mean, this one too, but this one just adds this humor to it that's like, it's different.
Yeah.
I tend to be more of the comedic side with horror movies.
And I think that works really well with the Chucky. Like, he's a fucking doll. So it's like, it was natural for it to have a horror comedy.
Yeah. But this movie did have the biggest budget out of the franchise with $25 million. And
you can tell, because those animatronics look amazing.
And 14 people, 7 between...
Bro.
7 for each doll. It only grossed $50.67 million, which is funny because this movie on Rotten Tomatoes and everywhere you go is very split. It's 50% on critics and, audience or whatever, or in general. Which I'm like, okay, the 50% has to be for the humans that are uninteresting in this movie because the dolls are 100%.
It's true. It's like, literally, these humans are so forgettable that I remember everyone else in the prior series. These ones, like, nothing. There's no mention of Andy, so it's like,
Yeah.
There's
So
no connection towards that.
But Don Mancini wanted to get away from Andy.
That's true.
That was the purpose.
Okay. I know he said that in the third movie, that's where he felt stuck because he's like, damn, we're just making the same movie over again.
Exactly.
So I think this is like naturally, they're like, let's just make something completely fresh and new. And I mean, honestly, it worked. I feel like if they would have continued, Chucky wouldn't have been as popular as now.
Yeah, so if you think about it, we get the first 3 Child's Play. This was supposed to be called Child's Play 4, Bride of Chucky. But what happens is, if you think about it, when you hear Child's Play, yeah, Chucky is like the villain, but then we're following the other protagonists more. Now that these movies are named after Chucky, if you think about it, now Chucky's the main character.
Yeah.
Because it's named after
It's true.
him. And the humans are kind of off to the side.
Yeah.
Like the movies are now about Chucky, not what's happening or what's going on with these people.
Even though, I don't know if you got this, and I'm probably jumping a little bit ahead, but this movie,
it's fine.
Yeah, this movie is definitely Tiffany's the main character. Chucky is definitely like a side character because I feel like a lot of the things in this movie are a result for Tiffany. Like, okay, so I don't know. I was like doing some research. And I wanted to see how this compared to Frankenstein because I know Don Mancini has said in an interview that he's more of a Bride of Frankenstein fan than Frankenstein himself. So when I did the comparison, this movie is like a reversed Bride of Frankenstein because Tiffany is technically Frankenstein bringing back the monster, which is Chucky. And you would think it's like, oh, it's Bride of Chucky, so Tiffany is the monster technically, but no, she's making Chucky.
But Chucky pulls out a reverse card.
Oh, he like Uno reverse, bitch.
Reverse card, and it's like no.
Let's hold on.
It's Bride of Chucky, Tiffany. It's not Bride of Tiffany.
Get it together.
Or Groom of Tiffany.
Yeah.
It's Bride of Chucky. So he pulled that reverse card real quick, and it's like, you're a doll too now.
We should have a Uno reverse card here so that way we show it to everybody. But so that's what I found because like obviously then you can tell that in the Bride of Frankenstein movie, which if you haven't seen our episode, go check it out.
Yes.
YouTube, everywhere, Spotify, not Pandora though. Anyways, the bride doesn't like Frankenstein. Yeah. In this one, Chucky doesn't like Tiffany. Like from she brought him back to life and immediately like called her fat, bro. I was like, God damn, Chucky! Like
I'm not defending him.
No,
he's very misogynistic. I get
everything he says. We don't defend.
But it's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny.
For the time.
I guess it's because he has no filter and it's like, it's shocking.
He's a fucking villain. Like,
yeah.
He's evil. And he doesn't care for anyone but himself. But it's like, you put me in this situation, so I'm going to put you in this situation. We're going to have to solve it together, and then I'll probably kill you or keep you. I don't care.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, he's only there for himself. And in this one, then you can tell that Tiffany rebels against him. Yeah. But this is when Chucky does the whole...
Because she truly wants to find love.
Exactly.
But even to the point where, like, she was going to let the humans be, and she was just going to kill him and worry about herself. And even probably kill herself because she's like, we belong dead.
Yeah.
Like, she pulls the whole Frankenstein
and she's the whole monster. She's the monster, technically. But all she really wants is find love, just like how the monster in Frankenstein wanted to find acceptance from everyone. And... Once they created this perfect being for the monster, they rejected them. So Chucky rejected Tiffany, and Tiffany's like, you know what, fuck you, I don't need you no more. I'm an independent woman. Yep. And she had a neighbor that was fine as hell, and
yes, I wish.
Convenient, hot, buff, all the above. And I feel like
she shot her shot too.
Yeah, she did.
But he was faithful.
Yeah, he was. But you can tell he's like, damn, she is kind of hot though. But I like that they didn't just straight up just rip off Bride of Chucky. Frankenstein. Bride of Frankenstein.
That we get the doll at the last 5 minutes. Yeah. Well, technically, let's do another reverse because they technically do that because we got a third doll at the end.
That's so true.
Which 7 years later we're gonna find out is this motherfucker back here.
This motherfucker right there.
So I mean, yeah, but
so I do like that they gave it a spin to it. In the interview that I watched, the writers were like, we don't know what we're gonna do, and then I think one of them was like watching Bride of Frankenstein. They're like, actually, that would be hilarious if Chucky would just have like a bride and him interacting with that person. And I honestly think It was a perfect step forward, and I'm
Chucky
glad
gets
they
lucky.
went. Yeah, he does. He really does. So I think this is I think it's a great movie.
Yep.
It's enjoyable. I mean, you have to get over the humans. I mean, that's literally the weakest part of this movie.
So that's the thing. This movie's literally a road trip. It's Chucky goes on vacation to find his body in the amulet.
It's a very simple plot.
Yeah, that he was wearing in Child's Play.
Oh
1.
yeah, I was about to mention that. I'm like,
No,
where
he
the
wasn't wearing
fuck?
it. But which is it's right there. But but so we needed these people to kind of like push the movie forward to get Chucky where he needed to go, I guess, because we needed someone to drive them, because they make a jokes like we can't drive ourselves. What, you pedal and I steer? Which, I mean, they did it. They ended up doing it in the next movie.
Bitch, in Toy Story 1, fucking Buzz Lightyear was driving. It wasn't 1 or 2. No, that's 2. And when they're driving to the airport, and one was stepping on the pedal. Then they went all the way from Andy's house all the way to that toy store. So Chucky and Tiffany could have done it.
Okay, so here's my. I feel like this movie would have been a lot better if, I mean, still cast Nick Stable. I wanted to see that, but if maybe we sorry y'all. If maybe we had like just Chucky and Tiffany on a road trip, but they're meeting strangers along the way and
that would
killing
be cool.
them.
That would be interesting.
And it's more interesting because it's just them two bickering the whole fucking time.
I would love that, actually.
And they're in this like there's not really human protagonists, but they're just like meeting random people. Then they do meet these two that are like, because they're trying to find the perfect bodies.
Yeah.
Essentially, they are trying to find the perfect
That's
bodies
true.
anyways.
I mean, they do get better in the series. Like, later in the series, the humans have more of a meaning to them. Like, we get Mika and everything.
Yeah.
So they do get better. It's just that I guess this was the step forward away from Andy. So I guess it does feel a little awkward.
Yeah. I would have just liked that they're trying to find the perfect body. So along the road trip, they're meeting random people and they're like, you're not a fit. Let's just kill them. And they just keep moving from car to car, sneaking into people's cars.
Like maybe Chucky's like, oh, I like this guy. And Tiffany's like,
and we call it Bride of Chucky, Chucky's Big Adventure.
That would be good. I like that. I like that a lot. Da Mancini.
We could do it again. But I mean, yeah, let me just jump into this movie. So also this movie came after Scream. So they knew that they had to do something different because Scream influenced literally anything that came after it.
It changed horror.
So obviously they're self-aware. They reference other horror movies. They show us stuff from other horror movies. So it's kind of also parodying itself. They parody themselves in the one point in the movie where they're like, it's gonna take 3 to 4 sequels to make this movie justice, which we are on the 4th one.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, we'll see. So we do get this opening in an evidence room, and we see like a Michael mask, a Freddy glove. We see a dollar store Jason mask.
Yo, they went to the dollar store.
You know what? I'm gonna say something. If they would have used the real Jason mask, these motherfuckers would have probably tried to sue, because look where Jason is now.
That's so true.
Because these other motherfuckers didn't give a fuck.
For whoever don't know, the Jason lost. There's a lawsuit that's been happening. I think it's over now.
I think it is.
But it was like active for like a couple years, and like everything that was like Jason was like ruined because it was this whole dilemma. So thank God they did that. Da Mancini, you smart.
This movie could have been fucking canceled for just using a fucking mask. Then we do see a chainsaw, and I think we see something from Creepshow.
I only noticed those
we see a few things.
Ones.
Yeah.
And you want to know a little fact? I saw an interview with Da Mancini. He said that this was supposed to be a scene in Child's Play 2. And they couldn't fit. They didn't have the budget to film it then, so then they just added it to this one.
When I saw this as a child, like, I got the references because I knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Because I'd seen these movies, even though they fucking terrified me. And I was like, oh, so are we gonna get like? Because I think Freddy vs. Jason was out by then. By the time I saw this.
Yeah.
Because I was born later. But
yeah.
I was only 4 when this came out, so I'm pretty sure I saw this later on. So I was like, oh my God, are we eventually gonna get like a fucking Clash of the Titans? Yeah. But that's living in my dreams.
That would be fun though. But honestly, I feel like the best fit, Leprechaun and Chucky. I think those two would be perfect.
People have asked for that, but it's like, I mean, it could happen now because now Chucky has like multiple Chuckies.
That's true.
Because Leprechaun is magic.
That's
and the
true.
problem is Leprechaun can probably take him down real quick with some magic.
That's
But then if we have multiple Chuckies, then he's gonna have a little bit of a struggle.
Bitch, suck my dick, bitch.
Yup. So we get Officer Bailey, who steals a bag of evidence. We don't know what's in the bag yet. He drives to some place. He calls Tiffany and he's like, I got your stuff. She's like, and then he almost crashes because he's gonna go check in the bag, and she noticed over the phone. She's like, curiosity killed the cat.
She's like laughing,
Yeah.
like, and I love that you just hear the voice, and I do love that, like, she's a mystery for like this opening scene. I really do enjoy that a lot.
She used to scare me. Because
Not me.
her voice is so unique, and her laugh is really creepy in this movie.
Yeah, that's true. She almost sounds like Chucky.
Yes, and I had a joke because as a child, I would like see these movies. I wouldn't catch names or whatever. So I had this joke with my mom, and Chucky is Chucky to me. So I would call, instead of Tiffany, I would call her Choka.
Choka.
So anytime I was like scared of her, I would say, "Oh, Choka," instead of Chuck, because Chucky and
Spanish.
I would switch it to like a female Chucky, so I would call her Choka.
That's so funny. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I was a dumb little kid.
I get it.
Yeah,
but my introduction to Jennifer Tilly was Liar Liar. She has like really short hair, super blonde hair, and I mean she's like super sexy, and I mean she's just herself.
We gotta watch Bound.
I know we
Yeah,
always mention it. We do, but I saw Jennifer Tilly in Liar Liar, and I was like, because she is gorgeous.
So he's at this warehouse place. He goes to look in the bag again, and she pops out of the back, from the window, and kills his ass.
Yeah, which they make like they emphasize that he's holding the lighter that says to Bailey. So I'm like, she gave it to him, or?
Oh
like,
wait, no, she's in the back seat. So
is she in the back seat?
yeah, she popped out of the back seat.
Oh, I thought she came from the
So
outside.
I'm thinking, was she in the car the whole time?
I guess.
And maybe was smart enough not to kill him at the police station, because
I mean, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want to do that. Don't murder. If you're gonna murder somebody, don't murder them at the police department.
just
Okay.
don't murder anyone at all.
I'm just saying.
So she grabs the bag and she opens it, revealing that she has Chucky all cut up, because in the third movie, spoiler alert for who hasn't seen it, he was killed by this big industrial fan and chopped up into pieces. And then a month later, we hit this movie, and she says, "Hello there, Dolly," and she walks away. We get the title card, and Rob Zombie's "Living Dead Girl" song plays. Such a good song. It's the only Rob Zombie song that I like and that I know.
That's true. I'm like,
That's
I've
it.
never heard of a Rob Zombie
yeah.
song. Oh, maybe I have, and I just don't. I do that a lot. I don't know a lot of artists,
That's true.
so I just hear their songs.
But connection to Halloween, the remake, Rob Zombie's Halloween, Chucky, Brad Dourif plays Sheriff Brackett in Rob Zombie's Halloween. So, and Rob
shit.
Zombie's a artist, I guess, in this universe, because we're listening to Rob Zombie. Whoa, man. Just kidding. It's not that big
Wow.
of a deal. But yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he plays Sheriff Brackett.
That's pretty awesome.
So whenever for hasn't whatever, it's spoiler. In Halloween when Annie dies, or is it Annie? Yeah, Daniel Harris's character Annie dies. He's screaming and crying, and all I can hear is Chucky.
He's like,
But in a sad way,
oh.
because his daughter just fucking died.
He starts laughing. He turns into Chucky.
Jesus.
No,
So
but
Chucky and Michael still in a universe again together.
and in the show,
Yeah,
they did a commercial together.
So we get Tiffany's trailer, which I have a lot to say about this damn trailer. But
Okay.
when we get there, I'll say when. She's making Chucky out of all the dolls. This is where we kind of see a montage of her trailer. She has all these dolls.
Is that what she's doing? I thought she was just stitching him back together.
No, she has a chest full of doll parts, and she's grabbing doll parts and putting him together. I think she just had the face, to be honest.
Yeah,
and
'cause
some
the
part,
head-
and maybe some parts of the body.
Yeah, okay, I
But
gotcha.
she's pretty much putting arms on him, new clothes. We kind of see her jacket in the montage that she's gonna be wearing later. We see the newspaper letter, the newsletter that says that Charles Lee Ray died on November 8th, which is
It's the
1988,
release date,
which was
right?
the release day of Child's Play 1.
Which super meta. You're watching the movie and it's happening in real time.
Basically, so this movie, yeah, I mean the timeline is pretty accurate. It takes place 10 years after the original.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I do like that Dom Mancini has stuck to his guns and been like, we're not gonna change, like, go back. I mean, I guess in this one he's wearing the necklace conveniently, but I mean,
Okay,
that's minor.
in my defense, it was under his shirt, and the picture they took of him dead is because the cops took the necklace on. Like, that looks a little more better. Ching.
I guess, because definitely he wasn't wearing anything.
No, he wasn't.
I mean, that's super minor. It's not like they're like, actually, he died at fucking somewhere else.
I mean, I'm not complaining, but I'm like, Chucky, you never needed that necklace to do the voodoo, so why do you need it now?
Yeah, all of a sudden it's like
Just to go on a road trip.
it's just an excuse. Without the necklace.
Let me not break this too much down because I'll get mad. I'm like, this really makes no sense.
But at the same time, it's two dolls killing and talking to each other. So let's ignore that.
With a book that's Voodoo for Dummies.
For Voodoo for Dummies. So just suspend your disbelief.
Yeah. But yeah, she makes him. She does this sexy dance and stuff. And then we cut to the boring part of the movie.
Oh, sorry. It's just, she's amazing.
No, you good. So we meet David, who is not said, but presumably is Jade's gay best friend. Mm-hmm. He comes to pick her up acting like her boyfriend, which I get it. Done that before. Don't listen to this, mom. And Warren, her uncle, is an asshole.
You know what's funny? As soon as he opened the uncle opened the door, he opened his mouth. I'm like, he's definitely gay. Oh. I was like, he is not the boyfriend. She is doing something else.
Listen, he can sound however he wants. He can still be straight.
That, I guess that's true. But the uncle was also thinking the same thing.
He can also know about plants and not be gay. That was very prejudiced that they did that in this movie. But yeah, he picks her up for like a day or whatever, and then they leave. The uncle's super suspicious. Prom, right? They're going somewhere.
I think it's prom because he had like the little.
I guess it was a prom. They're supposed to be teens, but they 30.
Yeah, for real.
Sorry, 20. They were in their 20s. But.
Yeah, they look old as hell. Yeah. Honestly, Jennifer Tilly looked younger than them.
And she was older.
By
20 years.
Especially James is his name.
So Jade, which is Katherine Heigl, was 20 at the time.
Okay.
Nick, I don't know how Nick was at the time.
Yeah, no.
And I'm assuming David was pretty young. He looked pretty young.
Yeah. I guess that's...
Yeah. Jennifer Tilly was 40 when this was...
Yeah, and she doesn't look 40. So I guess, but they definitely don't look like high schoolers. That's just definitely
They just say
truth.
teens, but they're really not. Unless like... Because Jade is supposed to be 17. I'm assuming Jesse lives on his own in a trailer. I'm assuming he's supposed to be like older.
Oh, like he's out.
Like she's almost like he's maybe already 18, 19.
Problematic.
No, she's 17. It's like 2 years. If he's at least 20 or younger. But I guess he's supposed to be older than her. And that was the whole issue with the uncle, and that he's like trailer trash, he says, and all this stuff.
Yeah, in high school, I remember it was like, if you're gonna bring someone that's over 18, you have to bring like a permission slip and all that stuff. And
for the prom, I remember those days. Oh, and they can't be over 21 because they can bring alcohol.
Yep. It's the Romeo and Juliet law.
So, when they leave, we see that Jesse was in the back of the car the whole time, and him and Jay go back, then they start making out while David's like in disgust.
I know, and I'm like, damn, this poor motherfucker, like...
He throws some shades at the heterosexuals.
Yeah, good, because I'm like, this poor motherfucker's being the third wheel.
Deep down, he wants Jesse. That's my headcanon.
That's true. I do feel it, though. I was like...
Because I wanted Jesse, so I wouldn't blame him.
Because definitely he's like, damn it, he's so hot.
Side story, David's the actual killer. And he was just trying to get Katherine Heigl's character to be put in jail so he could have Jesse all to himself.
He framed them all. The dolls were not. They were just there for like convenience.
They're actually not even alive. This is all in someone's head. But they get pulled over, and we don't know by who yet. So we cut back to Tiffany reading the book Voodoo for Dummies. She does the whole chant for Chucky on the ground. And she's like, awake, awake, awake. And he doesn't wake up.
Smacks the hell out of him.
And she kind of gets frustrated, but then Damien comes over, played by Alexis Arquette. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Which, David Arquette's sister, for anyone that didn't know.
I did not know that. I was like, whoa. Also, we're going to be saying she. Yeah. Just because, that's, they transitioned to a she, so.
So... Damien's there. She shows him a picture of of a body that she killed. And Tiffany's like, "Ooh, you did it! You finally did it!"
She was so turned on to it. She's like, "Oh, damn!" And it definitely, she's like, "That don't make no sense."
Yeah. So she's like, "That was all you liar." Yeah, I see the fingernails. They were black. So she walks through the trailer and she notices that Chucky's gone. Mm-hmm. So she's like, "Oh shit, he getting alive." But my thing is, if I was Damien and I walk in, I'm like, "Why the fuck is there a voodoo star on the floor?"
Okay. Very true.
Do you need me to go?
That is very true. I would be kind of worried. But at the same time, Jennifer Tilly's character is a little weird. So I think Damien was kind of like...
I think they both were like, want to do witchy stuff together?
Hell yeah. That's what I need, me.
But me, Tiffany, I'm going to let you be. You seem to be busy. And why is there little footprints on that floor? What the fuck is happening here? I'm not stupid.
There's something going on. You did not communicate this with me, and this is a problem.
Yep. So she's looking for Chucky. She asks Damien to look under a bench. She looks under it, and then a CGI tarantula falls on her head. And it's named Charlotte after Charlotte's Web, I'm guessing.
I guess. Yeah, that's what I think so.
And... so she still can't find Chucky, and then they're talking about something, and then Chucky appears.
Yeah, Chucky's just sitting there
all cute,
just like, "Hi, my name's Chucky."
And then Damien's roasting the fuck out of the doll. He's like, "Oh, Chucky's so 80s," and starts humping it and then throws it. And Tiffany's like, "I wouldn't do that if I were you."
I love that she just treats him like he's alive already, even though there's no evidence, just that he disappeared.
After this movie, this is when I'm like, oh, so if I'm nice to Chucky, Chucky won't do shit.
The rules with Chucky's is be nice, kill whenever he tells you to kill, and don't flirt with his girlfriend. That's it.
Yep.
That's all he's gonna be cool with you.
Yeah. So Tiffany ties up Damien, does a dance, puts Chucky on like her chest, and as she's doing the dance, she's giving the backstory how they met, how Chucky's so jealous, and she's been looking for him, and that he would do anything for her. It
seems like Damien has like a degrading kink, I would say.
Yeah.
As soon as Damien comes over, Jennifer's like,
he likes to be a sub.
Or Tiffany. Yeah, Tiffany's like, stay on your knees, your knees, and come over here. And he's just like, oh shit. Which honestly, we'll do the same. But as soon as she ties Damien up, she puts Chucky and starts explaining to her like, oh, I met him and he was so much better and he satisfied me and all. Like she just started like praising Charles Lee because she's in love with Charles.
But then he says, "Oh, a little doll like this can't please you, like a man
like you,
can't
please a woman like you."
And Chucky does The Exorcist, and honestly, creepy as fuck.
It's so good. I love this reveal so much because it's like just his head turning and looking at Damien, and Damien's like, "What the fuck?"
And Chucky's like, "It's not the size that counts, asshole," and then rips off his piercing. Which after I saw that as a child, I never got a piercing on my face because of this one scene. And
you see it split, and just blood everywhere. I was hurted.
And basically does the whole pillow choking.
And just sits on top of him.
Yup, as he's catching up with Tiffany, like, "Hey, how you doing? How's it been?"
Which, okay, I gotta be like, you can't do this, and like kick him out from you.
Well, he was handcuffed from legs and arms.
Yeah,
he was all handcuffed.
Yeah, Damien was completely. I guess that's true.
She had 4 sets of handcuffs on him.
Yeah.
Her.
So I'm like, you can't kick him out. I was like, maybe Chucky weighs like a human. No, because they throw his ass.
It was just the whole tied up thing. Okay. It's just kind of hard to shake somebody off of you while your lip is like busted open.
That's true. You're in excruciating pain.
But she dies. They catch up. They're talking about each other. But then we cut back to the fucking teens. They get pulled over by this cop that works for the uncle.
And that's going to be a common thing throughout this movie.
And Jesse and Jay can't be together. Who cares?
It's so boring. It's literally, you guys can't fuck. Oh, really, Dad?
It's just to set up the whole let's run away together plot, which
I will say the human scenes have the worst ADR, which is like when they replace the audio in post because it's raining and everything. So they definitely have to do it on post, and it's so bad because like they definitely didn't give it like the same performance that they did on set, and you can tell. I was watching, I was like, whew, that's a little rough.
Jesse sounds a little weird sometimes.
Yeah, it's like they definitely had to replace it, which people try not to do that, but I guess when it's too much noise on set, then you have to do it. There's no other choice.
No, that makes sense. So, cut back to our kids, Tiffany and Chucky.
The best part of the movie.
Yeah. So, she made him Swedish meatballs, which were his favorite. She asked him about the ring, that if he was going to ask her to marry him, and he goes, what ring? Oh, the ring I got out that one lady I killed like 10 years ago? Yeah, I was going to pawn that. That wasn't for you. And Tiffany gets triggered.
Yeah, she's mad. Because it's the whole point. That her whole plot is that she's trying to find love. And she literally brings Chucky back to life to find love.
She's like, oh, you've never changed. You never will change. So she gets tired of his ass and she locks him in the playpen that I guess she had for the baby she was waiting to have with him. And
this
Chucky gets pissed the fuck off. She cries herself to sleep, and then we get one of the best and only human part of this movie, which is Jesse shirtless washing his van and Tiffany coming out with Damien's body.
Yeah, Damien's body in like a fucking giant briefcase and the hair sticking out. And she freaks out and she's like, oh shit.
And she's like, Jesse, honey, can I get some help over here? And I was like, yeah, Jesse, hi.
It is creepy when she opens the case and you see Damien's face just looking straight at the camera. I was like, oh my God, that's like so
it's really creepy. So she has Jesse help her, and you hear Chucky in the background like, Tiffany, where the fuck are you? And she's like, I'm just babysitting foul mouth little fucker. Don't worry about it. This is when she's kind of trying to flirt with him, see if she'll go on a date with him. But deep down, I think her plan was to murder this guy, not murder him, get this guy hostage and still have Chucky switch bodies. Because at the end of the day, she's a little bit of a masochist. And she still was going to stick with Chucky no matter how the fuck he treated her.
Yeah, she has like, what's that? What is it called? That when you kind of fall in love with your abuser? Oh, fuck.
I don't know. I don't do that.
It's like some disease, some like mental illness that like you pretty much end up falling in love with the abuser. It's pretty much what she has. Stockholm syndrome. I think it's either abuser or kidnapper or whatever. But like, I think it falls on the same umbrella.
Because she makes a joke, but she's like, I'm not into short guys because obviously he's a doll.
Which I was going to say.
But then we have Jesse over here, 6 foot something over her, and I'm like, yep, that's the one.
Jennifer Tilly, I can show you a good time. I'm just saying.
You do that.
She don't like short guys, so I honestly off the list immediately.
Hey, short kings. So, she also gives in this monologue. Because Tiffany's whole thing is always her mother used to say.
Oh yeah, and she still doesn't in the show.
Yeah, I love it though.
Yeah, it's great.
That if a woman cooks, the least a man can do is wash the dishes, which comes back later and is funny as fuck.
Good for her.
That's honestly, I appreciate that.
Yeah. So Tiffany comes home with the bride, and the bride doll gives it to Chucky. She puts the ring on it that she had earlier. Laughs at him, throws rice at him, and she like leaves while he was playing with one of those games that you do words. You put in words. Oh yeah,
the speako spell or something.
Yeah,
spell speak or whatever the fuck.
He kept trying to write bitch, and the machine wouldn't repeat it back
because it was like, what's type woman, and he kept writing bitch, and he's like, that is not how you write woman, and he's like, he's fucking laughing. I'm like, he's such a fucking asshole.
I fucking love him. So she laughs her ass off as she walks away with her evil laugh, and then she's in the bathtub. She's watching the news. They're trying to connect the cop murder from the Damien murder because they found the body. It could possibly be the same person, and she's like in the tub like maybe because it was obviously her, and
then she's flipping through the channels, and that's when she stumbles upon Bride of Frankenstein. She got it just on time because that's the last 5 minutes of the movie.
She watched the whole movie. if you're going to watch The Bride of Frankenstein, that's all you need the last 5 minutes. And she watched it. So
and she's crying. She's being so dramatic.
She's so into the movie because I saw she's like, oh, that's what I want is love.
Yeah.
And this is when Chucky escapes. He's going towards the kitchen, towards the bathroom. Which this is my complaint.
Okay.
Her trailer in the beginning of the movie. If you walked in,
it's a bedroom.
It was a bedroom.
Yep.
It doesn't show the other side. Fair. We could have flipped the camera and where the bathroom could be on the other side.
No, it's a driving.
But no. Then listen to me, because that's not the complaint. Why is this bathroom so fucking big?
Bro, I thought the same thing because Jennifer Tilly is a tall woman.
This could be a trailer that you can pull from a truck. It doesn't necessarily have to have the driver on the other side.
You're right. It
so
does
the bathroom
seem like
could
that.
be on the other side. My thing is,
it's huge.
This bathroom was like the size of this room.
Yeah, it is.
And the trailer was not the size of this room.
The
trailer
gigantic.
fits in this room.
Yeah, it was huge, and it's so true. Like the bedroom, like the bathtub is in the middle of that room, and there's so much room around her that it's kind of wild.
A real trailer bathroom would be like From Dusk Till Dawn, where they were like this in the shower.
Exactly, that's more realistic.
There were 3 people in the shower and they couldn't fit. Yes.
Yeah, Carlos, but how the fuck are they supposed to shoot this?
So this trailer probably looks like a penis with a mushroom head, because the bathroom was so huge that the bathroom was probably taking up the front of the trailer like this. You know how like a penis head, and then the rest of the trailer goes down like the shaft, and that the bedroom was at the end. That's the shape of this trailer.
Okay. I'm trying to imagine it. Wow.
I can draw it for you later or show you.
Okay, that's he just draws me a giant penis. Carlos.
Sorry.
It's just a movie.
So Chucky, as he's walking in through she has like these transparent curtains over the bathroom door.
I do like the illusion that it gives when she goes in. It's like you see little tiny versions of her, and because it's like reflective almost.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
And Chucky's like as he's walking in.
I will say when she's watching Bride of Frankenstein, this is when we get the famous "We Belong Dead," and this is when Chucky, does the deed.
Yeah,
and escapes and kills her ass.
Yep.
So
electrocutes her, which, fun fact, this kill was supposed to be the original kill in the first movie for the aunt, not the hammer thing.
Oh, which honestly could have been that, because that hammer thing, I still don't believe it. It's a little plastic box.
But they make a joke about the hammer later when he picks up a hammer and she goes, oh, predictable.
Yeah.
He already did it. So, yeah, he kills her, does the chant, and he's like, well, fuck, I killed her. That shit didn't work. But then she her body in the tub gets up like Frankenstein's monster in a way, and with the whole hands out and everything, and then the doll stands up behind him and she looks at herself and she screams and he turns around and she punches the fuck out of him. But this is when the whole bickering and roasting starts.
Yeah, I love it.
Because she's like, I'd rather she's like, I wouldn't even sleep with you if you had the body of G.I. Joe, and he goes, well, Raggedy Ann, look at yourself.
I wouldn't be speaking if I were you.
Yeah.
That shit is... Raggedy Ann is such a good insult. Like, someone gets mad at you. Yep. Raggedy Ann.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Because Raggedy Ann is just so good of an insult.
And she does the whole... It's so funny.
I do. Okay, Tiffany's doll with the black hair and everything looks fucking terrifying.
Yeah, she looks a little scary with the black hair, which, I mean...
I think it's because it's too short for her face.
Originally, her hair is black.
Yeah.
She did dye it for this movie. But then she gets a doll with black hair.
Yeah,
and then she dyes her hair again. Which it's like a parody within itself.
Yeah.
But, so... We cut to them trying to figure out how to put herself back into a human body. And this is when Chucky gives the whole thing that, hey, there's an amulet that I had on when I died. And if we get that amulet, we can fix this. And she's like, okay, well, let's go get it. And he's like, what? You pedal and I steer? We're fucking dolls, idiot.
Toy Story, they did it.
But I love how she freaks out. She's like, oh my God, what are we going to do?
It's like her realization that she's a fucking doll.
Yeah.
Like, she still can't believe it. So
she calls Jesse. She makes a deal with him. She's like, I'll give you $500 if you take these 2 dolls to the cemetery.
That's one doll at Trick or Treat Studios.
It is, but then Jesse's like, okay, how about I'll do it for $1,000? She's like, okay, whatever. My friend will give you the rest of the money when you get there. But I'm like, Jesse, running away with $1,000, honey. Where are you going,
Bruh, for real.
you're gonna go from here to the next town? You're not going anywhere with $1,000.
He said, we're going to leave. We're going to get an apartment. Okay. For a month. Barely.
And we'll get there, because he then starts telling Jade that, oh, I'm gonna put you through college, and I'm like, with what?
With $1,000.
It was only 98. It wasn't 1920.
It was $1,000, bro. Don't think about it. It was a lot of money.
You would think he would have sense. Jesus Christ.
Does he not have a job if he's like a grown man?
That's the thing. I don't think he's grown. He might be like a little 20-year-old that thinks that he is grown and thinks that $1,000 is a lot. Because I know a few of those. No tea, no shade.
I know. I get you. I get you.
So he just think he grown. But really, he is grown as real life, just not grown here. So, but then this is when we get the iconic cinematic scene of Tiffany switching, giving herself a makeover to Blondie, Call Me.
Mm-hmm. Such a good scene. Mm-hmm. It's such a good song. Mm-hmm. And that Tiffany doll, the unspeakable things that I would do to that thing.
Oh, God, darling.
I'm just saying, she's hot.
I guess, but it's a doll.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess. You straight guys are weird nowadays.
It's just me. Don't fucking generalize us.
I will. So, Jade and David are having this sad moment because she can't be with Jesse, blah, blah, blah. Who cares, Jade? Shut up. And then...
that's how we're going to describe the human scenes, yes? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's just so melodramatic. It's like, whatever, dude.
So, Jesse shows up. He's like, I got a $500, Jesse. I'm gonna get another $500 when we get to fucking New Jersey. Oh, when he takes the, I forgot to mention, when he takes the doll, and Tiffany's like, I don't know how to be a doll, and Chucky's just like, just be a doll, and she does like the whole like she's fainting, like, oh, it's so fucking funny.
Chucky's just sitting there like normal, and Tiffany's over here like, oh. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's so funny.
I love
but
her
then
so
he grabs
much.
her and just fucking hits her against the thing. I'm like, for what? So then he shows up. He's like, Jesse, let's run away together. I'm gonna get $1,000. I'm gonna put you through school. I'm gonna work. We're gonna get through this together.
Makes it to New York and the money's gone.
Where y'all gonna live, in the van?
I guess.
Like,
I mean,
what?
People do it.
$1,000 is like $1.
Yeah, they're literally gonna get to New York and then or to
New
Hackensack, New Jersey, and they'll be like, "Damn, what happened to the $500? That's it."
You know, what'd be fucking cool if, I mean, no, he would actually be old enough if Jesse and Jade. Oh, fuck, Don Mancini should have did this. If Jesse and Jade,
you're watching the podcast right now.
They actually made it to Hackensack. They stayed in Hackensack, and they had Jake.
Oh, that could be
Jesse,
interesting.
Jade, Jake.
Wow, that could be actually kind of maybe season 2 could make it
No,
happen.
we saw that his dad was Devin Sawa, so
yeah,
it's
true.
fine. But
Maybe.
missed opportunity here.
Yeah, that is a missed opportunity.
That would have been fucking interesting because they would have
But
probably.
they could probably be neighbors or something.
That is true.
They could still have a chance.
They could have believed this kid from day one.
Yeah, they would have been like, oh,
they would have seen that doll. They would have been like, throw that shit out right now.
And that shit didn't work.
Yeah.
But with the $1,000, they're set for life apparently.
That's true. But Jade is like, why the fuck did you listen to this freak? Because she's talking about Tiffany, and Chucky starts laughing. He called you a freak.
I do love that Tiffany and Chucky are in the background like bickering. Yeah, like look at these fucking idiots.
Throughout the whole movie, in the back of the van, and no one hears them.
It's like we're talking shit about somebody, and then I look at them looking stupid as hell. Like they're just talking mad shit behind their backs.
So they go get them. She goes to get her stuff ready. Jesse goes with her. This is when the uncle Warren comes, played by John Ritter, and
he's being nosy as fuck. He's like, the van's here.
Yeah, he's gonna stash some weed in the van to get Jesse in trouble. And Chucky's like, I really don't got time for no one to be messing up my plans. So I'm gonna go stab his ass. And Tiffany's like, Chucky, stabbing went out with the 90s.
With Dahmer
and Bundy. You need to get a little more creative. And she's like, what would Martha Stewart do? And Chucky's like, who the fuck is Martha Stewart? Because he's been dead.
True. He's been dead for a while.
Oh, no, he's only been dead for a month.
I thought he said, oh.
What member?
No, she said I've been trying to find your body for 10 years.
Remember
since the
though,
movie.
since the first movie,
That's true.
he was alive for 2 and 3.
That's true.
But I mean, Chucky don't got time to watch TV anyways. He was
Hell
stalking
no.
Andy. But
Even though what's funny is that Tiffany looks more like fucking Martha Stewart.
I do love that she's like, Martha Stewart, my idol.
She's so funny, man.
So Tiffany starts looking around the van. She sees some nails. They set up their plan. We don't see what it is yet. Then the guy goes in the van and stashes the weed. We hear Tiffany doing her little creepy laugh. And they do this thing where like they push the airbag out so the nails hit his face. And then he hits the ground and Chucky's like, that looks familiar.
Yeah.
Which is a Hellraiser reference.
Yeah. Clive Barker fan.
Mm-hmm. So they start cleaning up. They put the body inside of the bench, and Tiffany's like, cleaning.
She's just like
cleaning away.
cleaning all the blood and
well,
everything.
Chucky's doing the easy work, putting the airbag away.
Of course. He's probably because you're a woman. You're supposed to be cleaning.
Yeah, I
You know Chucky.
That is him. So Tiffany gets hit with the luggage, which is really funny too.
I love that they don't even look inside. They're just throwing
they just
it.
throw it, and she go,
And he's like, I thought that was closed.
yeah. So they leave while Chucky and Tiffany are just in the back laughing. And I love that Jade gets in the van, doesn't even look back to see the dolls.
Yeah, no, not at all.
She's not even worried about it. That would have been where are the dolls?
I mean, I guess
No.
No, but
I
you
would have been
have
like,
to-
what dolls are you taking to New Jersey? I want to see them.
I guess that's true.
I don't care if they're cute, ugly. I need to see what the fuck you're taking to New Jersey.
And their dumbasses could have sold those bitches on eBay and gotten
For more.
for way more. She could have got $2,000. They would have been set for 2 lives.
But whatever. So they head off to their adventure, but then immediately get pulled over by the asshole cop again.
Fucking Christ! And it's like in this like parking lot. It's like a
It's
diner.
it's like a teenager hangout place where all these teenagers are smoking weed and they think they're cool. It's like Waterford Lakes here in Florida.
Yeah, and they're like being assholes, and then Jessie gets out of the car and she goes, "I'll vaporize you."
Jade.
Oh, sorry,
Jessie's the boy.
Yeah, Jade goes, "I'll vaporize you." I'm like, who says that? Who
She-
says I'll vaporize you?
A teenage girl that wants to escape with her boyfriend and live a happy ever life with $1,000. That's who says that. So she punches his ass, tells her that, and then he threatens Jessie. He goes into the van, and he's about to look in the bench, and Tiffany and Chucky are like doing this to each other.
Yeah, stop. That
And-
scared me.
Sorry. And then Tiffany kicks him, and then Chucky throws the weed. He finds it,
Yeah.
blames Jessie for it, obviously. And then Chucky's like, I'm literally not letting any motherfucker stop my plans. This one's going to have to die too.
I got a $500. I need 500 more. Like, and it's. I mean, I would be upset too because it's like that's not mine.
Yeah.
Like I'd be fucking pissed.
It's a commentary on cops.
Yeah, there
But-
you go. Don't trust them.
But so Chucky crawls over to his car with the lighter, which is the officer's lighter.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
Bailey.
And he puts it in his little gas tank, lights up the shirt that he put in there so the car can blow up. As he's crawling away, he looks at a stoner, and the stoner looks like Chucky, flicks him off, and the stoner's like, rude fucking doll.
Honestly, this one comes close to my favorite flick off scene. It's in the second movie. I don't know.
Oh, when she's honking at him and
Yeah.
he goes,
It's just the way that his hand comes up is so funny. And I love it. I love that flick off. And this one comes close to second.
yeah, it does, because he had no reason to stop crawling and look over. He had no reason to.
He literally
He just wanted to be an asshole.
I don't even think the guy was even looking at the doll. I think he was looking away, and then he looks and goes, "Why is he just standing there?" And then Chucky's like, "Fuck you."
So the car blows up as the officer sees the dolls waving at him. And then this is when the whole Jade and Jessie start suspecting each other.
Yeah.
Because he can't find her. She can't find him. The car blows up and they're like, they drive off. Jesse's like, should I drive off? And Jade's like, you need to drive off.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
And
and then we get that one person. They're leaving. They're over here. I'm like, bitch, mind your own business.
how do I know you didn't fucking do it? You want me to whoop your ass right here?
Just get off the car. Be right back, Jesse.
You think I did it? You think I did it? Let me show you how I can do it.
Bitch, what's up, bitch? Suck my dick, bitch.
Mind your own business.
It's like people are like, there's an explosion. People are running away, and she took the time to stop and go,
They did
you.
it. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Did you see them do it? Jesse was by the fucking van the whole time. What the fuck?
I really don't get it.
But
okay, so Jade goes, "You did it," and Jesse's like, "No, you did it," and then she's like, "What the fuck? Why would you think that?" It's like, you can't accuse me, and then when I accuse you, you get mad. Like, you can't do that.
I fucking hate them.
They were so infuriating. I was rooting.
I do like the whole, because obviously no one's gonna think the dolls are doing this.
Yeah, you had to suspend that.
I do like that whole
disbelief.
little like, hey, like them suspecting each other. It just, I feel like it doesn't come off good.
Yeah.
In some way, because they then decide to get married when they're literally blaming each other for murder.
Yeah, it's literally, I mean, I guess they do kind of make it a little like they don't trust each other still. So I do like that they still keep it. It's not like they immediately trust each other.
Because they get married. They go get married right after this.
Yeah, that costs like $2,000, and you only has $500.
Did you inflate it down to like 90s?
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Okay, so it probably costs less.
A little less, probably, but they got hotel and everything, so it probably costs upwards to $1,000.
They lost their $500 that night.
Yeah, that's it. And then Jesse's
but
like,
then they think they're gonna live, whatever. So yeah, they blame each other. They go get married. As they're getting married, we're cutting back to the dolls. They're like talking. Tiffany's like, oh, they're so cute together, and so sad that we're gonna have to like kind of murder them and take their bodies.
Yeah, she's like the hopeless romantic, and Chucky's just like, oh,
and Chucky's over here like banging his head with like some rock music.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah. And as they're getting married, like they do the I do's, and she's kind of hesitant. When he kisses her, his eyes stay open. Like, you can tell they do not trust each other whatsoever.
Yep.
But young people do crazy stuff.
Yep.
And then
that's why the fucking divorce rates are up.
I do like that between this, it's cutting back to the dolls, and it's kind of like referencing them when he's like, you know, life can be full of surprises, and pops out the fucking uncle out of the trunk still alive. And he screams, and the dolls turn around. They're like, ah!
He's stab him, Chucky, kill him. Yeah. And Chucky comes over and just starts stabbing him.
And starts stabbing him to death. And then this is when he says, a true classic never goes out of style, which is stabbing.
Winks at the camera.
So they get a hotel room for the night. They're watching the news. The officers on the news like, oh, we did find the lighter for fucking Bailey, the officer that was killed earlier, so these murders might all be connected.
Yep.
Blah blah. Then this couple walks in, Russ and Diane, which are newlyweds, but what their thing is, I guess they steal from other married couples.
Yeah,
because that's what they were doing. So they actually they didn't spend their money because they still had it because they stole their money. This couple stole their money, and they leave. Tiffany notices it, but and also Diane calls Chucky ugly, and he goes, "Hi, I'm Chucky, and I wouldn't talk if I were you."
Howdy ho.
He says it just like that, and I was like, if a doll ever said some shit like that to me, it's getting burned.
Throwing hands. I would be throwing hands like Lexi did on the show.
Yep. And they go to the room. Tiffany calls her a thieving slut. And as they're having sex, Tiffany sneaks into the room, and this is when we get the waterbed scene where she throws a champagne glass up in the ceiling, and the mirror breaks and stabs them to death.
And then like a finger gets cut off with the ring.
With the ring.
And it falls in front of Chucky, and he's like, I love you.
And he's super turned on.
Oh, he is.
By Tiffany. And this is when we get the dolls having sex.
So Dom Mancini talked about this in the interview I saw, and he says, because the interview, he was like, have you ever wanted this scene to be Team America? Have you seen Team America?
Yeah.
Where they're literally just like bumping into each other and be like, you see everything. And he's like, no, I've always thought that it'd be even funnier if it was like taken very serious, and it's like this really romantic sex
It really
scene.
is.
And it's honestly kind of funny because you don't see anything. I mean, you see that Tiffany's a little thick in the back, and then you see, you said it while we were watching the movie. Don't pretend.
It's funny.
And then you see them like their silhouette, like their shadow.
Yeah, you only see that. You don't really see them actually having sex.
Yeah, and supposedly
Thank God.
it was gonna be a shorter scene of you were just gonna see a little bit of them like kind of humping each other, and then that was it. But then Jennifer Tilly was like, "How about we make noises and we have a little conversation while that's happening to make it more like human, you know?"
Yeah.
So that's when you get like their voices, like,
Oh.
and what? He's like,
You got rubber?
Baby, I'm made of rubber. And she's like, I thought you were plastic.
Tiffany, kiss me. But this one we get the maid played by Kathy. Fuck, I forgot her last name. But she's in Hocus Pocus.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. She sees the body. She screams. Jesse and Jade come in, and they leave. Oh, they also call. I love that they both call David on separate phones, and David has to switch back and forth. But then it's like, I think he's doing it, and he's like, I think she's doing it. It's this whole thing, but
David, poor David. This is too much stress for one person.
Mm-hmm. But they leave. David shows up really quick.
Yeah, I will say, how did he know?
Well, she told him where they were.
Oh, that's
she
true.
told him where
That's
they
true.
were,
and he just arrives that same day. Like it's like fast as hell.
I feel like a couple of hours may have passed because
I guess
it was
true.
daytime when it was nighttime when Chucky did or Tiffany did the killing. They had sex. They had time to kill, have sex, and go back into the room and not be noticed.
I mean, it depends how long. Some people might have sex for minutes. It just happens.
But also, Jesse gets up to go talk, and we don't see that if the dolls are there or not. And if they weren't there, he's stupid for not noticing. And if they were there, then it makes sense why it's just ignored.
For someone that really wants the $500, he does not give a fuck about the dolls. I'd be every 5 minutes, I'd be like, where's the dolls? Oh, they're there? Okay, cool. I need to make sure that they come with me everywhere.
But he's shirtless again in the scene. I was like, ooh.
And Carlos is like, ah. Carlos is like,
but David joins them on their little road trip. I guess he leaves his car at the motel. While if you think about it, cops are gonna show up and be like, "Whose car is this?"
yeah, that's so true.
So
and immediately when David gets in the car, I'm like, that truck must fucking smell so bad because there's a corpse that's been rotting for over a day in Vegas, which
it's probably hot.
is hot. It's a desert. It's a desert.
Is it? It's not Vegas.
I thought it was Vegas where they got married.
No, because it's Niagara Falls.
Hey Siri, where is Niagara Falls?
Are you fucking kidding me? Niagara Falls is up north.
I found it. Here's Niagara Falls.
Wait, okay, New York. Never mind. Niagara Country, city in Niagara Country, New York.
Yeah, that's where they get married.
Because
how the fuck are they gonna end up in Jersey in a few hours?
I guess that's true. It's just with the place that they got married.
It seemed like a Vegas.
Vegas.
Yes, because people, that's like the tradition.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah.
Not in this movie.
I guess that's true. I guess it wouldn't.
It wouldn't make sense.
Is New Jersey that far from? It's not even like hours.
They're not far.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That's why it took them like a day.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Okay,
Anyway,
fair enough.
Someone needs to go back to school. But me too. So yeah, David pretty much is putting sense into them. Like, if you were there and you were there, how can you have done it, or you have done it? Y'all need to love each other. I never seen y'all hurt anybody. And then y'all definitely didn't do it.
Yeah, and he also mentions like, well, your uncle is only missing. He's not dead.
Yup.
So he's like, I would suspect he's the fucking psycho instead of you two. Like, it is true. It's like he's actually like the more likable human.
He was the villain for the teens, basically.
Yeah, and he's like, look, like, you guys are definitely not psychos. I know you guys long enough, and I get it. I would think the same thing.
Yeah,
but you know, then he sees something that he's like,
yeah, because he smells, and then he goes investigating. He finds the body, takes the gun. He's like, "You bitches are killers."
Yeah,
real quick. And
I don't blame him.
This is when the dolls reveal themselves. He makes them stop the van. The dolls reveal themselves. He comes out of the car with the gun. An officer across the highway sees them. Officer starts turning. This is when the dolls reveal and says, "Freeze, motherfucker."
Where they pull out of those? Where they get that
I was
guns?
trying to think. I'm like, where the fuck did they get the guns? Because I was like, okay, maybe
like
they took it from the uncle in the cop, but the cop car blew up. He didn't go in the car.
But also, David grabbed the gun from the cops. From the uncle.
Yeah, that's a plot hole I don't understand.
They literally just pulled that shit out of their ass because I don't get it. Unless maybe the couple had guns and we didn't see it.
That could be it because they were thieves.
Yeah, so maybe that's just us giving an excuse.
Yeah, maybe they didn't explain it because
it's like
whatever.
Fuck it.
But that's okay. I'll say that's gonna be my headcanon just to not make this more difficult than it already is, that they have guns. I'm gonna say, since those two couples in the hotel were fucking thieving assholes, I'm assuming they had guns.
Yeah, that's the only.
And they were like a reference to maybe Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, maybe. Like it's the only way that makes sense.
That they would each have one.
Yeah, exactly. So that's headcanon.
The couple had the guns, and Chucky and Tiffany took the guns when they murdered them.
Let's fill in that pothole and say that they had the guns.
It's been filled, but now let's empty one out because we got a grave to go to. So,
oh yeah, so we then get one of the coolest death scenes.
Yeah, so David gets hit by a yellow. He gets run over and explodes by a yellow truck, which I thought it would have been cool if it was a good guy truck, but
that would have been cool.
I mean, it is yellow.
Yeah, but it is cool. It's just the only thing is that.
It's
I guess
the 90s
and
the factory's out of business.
Do they come back in business in a different
I'm
movie?
going to assume by the show they do because they have a whole bunch of them.
Because I remember the show is the next one. But then in Curse of Chucky, there's multiple Chuckies.
Yeah, but it's never explained or saying that like they're back in style.
Gotcha.
And then, in the show, they're like considered vintage.
Yeah, well, it's like, they're old toys, but then they have like a factory with that they're making more Chucky dolls.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, because at the end of the show, remember?
Oh, well, yeah, I guess that's true.
So if you haven't seen it,
I just thought that she just bought them off people.
Yeah. Oh, that's a possibility as well. I don't know. Let's just say whatever. I don't know.
Anyways,
it's the Horror Daddies.
Right. We're here for entertainment.
So Carlos did point out it would have been funny, ironic, I would say, if he got run over by a good guy doll.
It is like ha.
Oh, fuck. I forgot to mention when Tiffany was flirting with Jesse, she goes, all the good guys are always taken. And I thought that was like a funny little, like a little Easter egg, like good guy dolls.
She says it again.
She does?
In the cemetery.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
When they're switching.
Oh, yeah.
Switching. So... Yeah, so then we have Chucky and Tiffany driving with them in the van. They're explaining to each other how they got in the dolls and who they are, and that they need bodies. This is when we hear on the radio that the fingerprints found at the crime scene belong to Charles Lee Ray. So now the cops are like, is this motherfucker still alive?
Now, what is happening?
So they're going to go dig up his grave to prove it, and then Chucky's like, well, fuck, we need to get there first because my amulet's there. So... they need to switch also cars because obviously everyone's looking for the van. So I guess they kill this couple with an RV. They don't show the kill. And Tiffany's cooking for him Swedish meatballs, cookies. She's giving Jay a makeover.
And I love that Chucky is like, babe, nobody makes Swedish meatballs like you. And Tiff's like, she's like, oh wow, I'm being like the wife, like the stereotypical wife, like cooking for my husband and baking and all that. And then I love the way to get them like, let's fuck up their whole plan. Yep, because they use what Tiffany told them against them. And she's like, because what was it? Jesse says, damn, she's quite the cook, but definitely a slob or something like that. Yeah, like she doesn't do the dishes. And you see in the whole trailer's covered in dishes. But then Jesse looks at Jade and Jade's like, I see what you're doing. Hey, Tiffany, so you did all the cooking. He can at least, do some dishes. Yeah, and Chucky's like, hey, doll, why don't you do some dishes, huh? They're not going to do themselves. Yep. And then that's when Jade says that, and Tiff's like, you right, bitch. What's up? She throws 2 plates at Chucky. Chucky's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I have to say this monologue because this monologue is fucking amazing. Because Chucky's like, what would Martha Stewart say? And Tiffany's like, fuck Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart can kiss my shiny plastic butt. Here I am, slaving over a hot stove, making cookies, making Swedish meatballs, and for what? A man who doesn't appreciate me? For a man that can't even wash one fucking dish? For a man who isn't even a man at all when it counts? If you get my drift, take it from me, honey. Plastic is no substitute for a nice hunk of wood. And all I can think about was Jessie when she said that, to be honest. Yeah. But you know what I got to say to that? Boom. Roasted. I love that Chucky. Yo, Chucky claps back. Because Chucky's like, I didn't hear any complaining last night. Any guy would need a hunk of plastic, probably battery operated, to get a reaction out of you in bed. Oh, and by the way, where the hell did you learn how to bake? And throws a fucking cookie at her. And I was dying. Oh, it's so funny. Well, this is what I mean. Like,
I would rather have an hour and 30 minutes of just them two.
Yeah, it would be so much better.
Where they bicker, kill together, bicker some more, kill together some more. They get so mad at each other that they kill each other.
Yeah, that would, and I would love like a scene where they separate. Like they're like, "Fuck this whole plan.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You're by yourself." And then they eventually they're like, "Nah, man, I have to go back to Chucky."
I hope for the series for next season, like they do like where there's more Tiffany's, I guess. Because we only seen one for now. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert. And it would be nice to like where we see an environment where like a little girl actually owns Tiffany as a doll, and kind of switch the script of like Andy had the good guy, but now we're following a girl who has her.
Oh, that would
kind
be
of in a
that
way.
would be interesting. I would like that. But
And she's more manipulative because she really is.
yeah, that's true. I always thought like it'd be interesting to that other dolls are possessed. You know how like in Curse of Chucky, like different Chuckies have different personalities. So it would be funny if like there's different Tiffany's and they all have different personalities, and Chucky's like, fuck you, there's multiple of you, I don't need you. And then he goes to one and like that one's even more psycho, or one is more boring, and like he's like, nah, I gotta go back to Tiff.
Yep. So Tiffany gets chucked into the hot oven. Chucky but you see he flips real quick because he's mad at her. But she gets flipped into the oven. Chucky's, oh hell no, that's my woman. Only I can kill her.
That's what it is. So if I can't kill her, nobody else can.
Yeah. So he shoots at Jade. Jesse throws him out the window. He does his like iconic angry face.
Ugh, it's so creepy too.
You know one thing we did not get in this movie? The legs.
The legs.
We don't
my
get
God,
the legs
that's
in this
so
movie.
true.
We get it in the next one.
Damn.
And I think in 3. So
This movie was almost perfect.
I know. I love the leg.
Yeah, the leg is so
The
classic.
leg things. Yeah. So they crash the RV. Tiffany escapes out of the oven all burned and biting Jade. Jesse chucks her out of the RV. He saves Jade. The RV explodes. This big old thing. Chucky takes Jade hostage. Then when Jesse's about to shoot Tiffany, he's like, nah, I might need her. So he takes her by the hair and just, as she's dangling, she's like, ah.
You hear her the whole time. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But she is looking she looking like a Raggedy Ann at this point.
Yeah, poor
she
her.
She's been through a lot, and all she wanted was love.
So they shoot a guy that was, I guess, digging up the gravesite. He sends Jay to get the amulet. He's all in skeleton and bones because obviously it's been like 10 years. She takes the amulet out of his and breaks the skull off, and he's like, bitch, you broke my neck.
So disrespectful.
I know.
But then she just throws it, and he starts doing Dambala.
No, because then this guy shows up. This one they do the switch.
Oh,
they
yes,
do the
yes,
switch.
yes.
So they switch dolls, and this is when Jade crosses him, or it crosses Tiffany, and she says the whole good guy thing again. All the good guys are taken.
They treat him right, or whatever. Now.
And then Jade and Jesse hug. Tiffany's like, Chucky, catch me. And he's like, ugh.
What the fuck? What the hell? Ugh, Jesus Christ.
And as they're hugging, he throws a knife. Jesse turns Jade around and hits him. She gives him back the knife for some reason. I mean, he has a gun. I would listen, actually.
I guess, yeah, that's at that point, it's do whatever he says.
And then this is when he ties him up and he starts doing the chant. But then Tiffany betrays him, stabs him in the back, and they start fighting with shovels. And
I literally was thinking of that one famous video with the girl that gets hit with the shovel. Because okay, at this point I'm like, if they're busy doing whatever they're doing, just go over and kick them real quick,
or run away.
Or I mean, that's true. Or kick them and then run away.
Yeah,
but no, he stays.
At this point, Tiffany wants Chucky gone, and she's not gonna do anything to them.
Yeah, she kind of just lost hope.
She lost hope, and she wants them to escape.
Yeah.
So I do like the air shots when they're fighting, because obviously you can tell it's two people doing it.
Yeah.
But it's since you're imagining the dolls, it looks really cool.
Honestly, I couldn't tell a lot. I mean, if you probably slow it down or whatever, you can kind of tell.
There's a car there, and when they would hit the car, you can see the height difference.
Oh, gotcha.
Because they would like hit like the hood of the car, and you can see that they're taller than the car. So, and I'm like, in real life, they're not that tall.
Yeah, no, they're definitely not.
So, Chucky gets the advantage over Tiffany, stabs her, and she says, "We belong dead," and I'll see you in I'll see you in hell. Then Jesse with the shovel fucking hits Chucky into his tombstone, into the grave. This is when the FBI agent shows up. He sees the doll alive, and he's like, "Oh shit, it is true."
There's a motherfucking doll out there.
Yeah.
And he is just like, let me out.
Let me out. And then Jesse shoots him, and he says,
This is when she says the M word?
oh, she says it like a few minutes. I didn't mention that. She calls him
we need to cancel her.
Yeah, she calls him a little person, but the other word.
What is it, derogatory term for that?
And I was like, well, it's the 90s.
Yeah. I'm
Things
like,
that people didn't care.
some things didn't age very well.
Yeah, so she shoots him, and this is when he says, I'll come back. I always come back. But Diane is such a fucking bitch.
I love that line so much. It reminds me. So we worked with a person, and I can't remember how it even happened, but this specific person went, life's a bitch, and then you die. And I don't know why that line just reminded me of that.
It's pretty close. So this is when Chucky dies. The FBI is like, hey, he calls somebody, and he's like, so Jesse and Jay didn't do it, but y'all not gonna believe who did it. And he lets them go.
Which I'm like, that's not how it works.
They would have been detained there.
They would have been detained, interrogated, because it wasn't just one murder. It was multiple.
Yeah.
It was a trail of fucking bodies.
And honestly, I would have looked at Jay like, you dumb bitch. You should have left that doll alive, because now they're not going to believe me.
Yeah, it's true. Just look at the detective, dumbass.
Because they could have had the whole news in there and be like, oh my God, the kid was right. The kid was right for these last 10 years, and we never believed the kid.
And Andy's watching the news like, fuck yeah, I fucking do it. I fucking do it. I was
fucking
trying to
told
tell
you, America. I fucking told you.
I was trying to fucking tell you.
Yeah, but they killed the doll, so then I don't know if anyone's ever going to believe the FBI. But then I don't even know if this FBI agent is alive, because he goes over to Tiffany's body. He's poking her. She starts giving birth, and this is when we assume that is Glenn is born, and it cuts when Glenn jumps, or this baby jumps at the cop, and it cuts. So I'm assuming Glenn did his first kill as he was born.
Yeah, which I'm like, wow. I honestly didn't even know this was in this movie.
Born evil.
He should have been wearing the rubber.
As a kid, I was like, this makes no fucking sense. How did she give birth already?
But it's like, because she's technically
it's
human.
explained in the next movie. Spoiler: it's called a voodoo pregnancy. It's a lot faster than a regular pregnancy.
Oh, I gotcha.
Which is why in the next movie, when they get her pregnant, it's like 2 days.
Oh, that's true. Gotcha. Okay, I mean,
so voodoo sperm works a lot faster, ladies, if you want to get pregnant faster.
Chucky's like, hey, what's up? Shout outs to me. But that was pretty much
Bride
of Chucky. So if you guys enjoyed that movie, let us know in the comments. What's your favorite part? Because I'm super interested.
What's your favorite one-liner from this movie? Because there's a lot.
There's a lot of one-liners.
I love them.
And I was going to say, if you want to watch it, was on Peacock, but if not, just Amazon. Rent it. We just had it. It's right there.
Or support and buy these.
Always. They're great. Walmart.
Live better. So, daddy of the movie for me, obviously, it's going to be Jesse.
Dom Mancini.
He wasn't in the movie.
I know. I can only wish.
But, sure, for creating this doll.
No, but Jesse, definitely. I would say Jennifer Tilly, though, had daddy energy.
You know what? I'm going to switch it up. Jennifer Tilly. Because Jesse, he's hot, but he was uninteresting.
He was so boring. It was like he literally was like, his personality type was comparable to sliced white bread. Like, it was so bland.
Yeah, the humans were fucking boring. So Jennifer Tilly gets the award for daddy of the movie and Bride of Chucky. Favorite kill overall would have to probably be the officer. Not only because he has the nails to the face, but then he gets fucking stabbed. So he gets double killed.
And he's also a reference to a different slasher. Or killer.
And
whatever.
then for my reviews, pull them up here real quick.
Bitch, you're not going to ask how my favorite kill?
I'm doing all my segments.
No, that's not how it works here. Favorite kill for me has to be David's.
Oh, the truck?
Or his death scene.
The CGI meat going everywhere?
Yeah, I thought it was so... It reminded me of like Final Destination.
You know what it reminded me of?
What?
Maximum Overdrive.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Another movie that links to this Chucky Chucky franchise.
Wait, how?
The truck killed him.
Oh. All right, so now let's do our reviews, Carlos.
All right,
Which one you gonna
so
read first?
My bad review, because I kind of relate to it. Even though I'm not giving this a 1-star movie, gave me nightmares when I was 6. So fuck this movie.
What the fuck is with those reviews, man? It's like,
so
oh,
it's like, oh, you gave me nightmares, so you suck. I was like, okay.
yeah. There's one that's like, this movie makes me hate dolls. 1 star. I'm like, do you love dolls?
But I'm also not here looking for critical reviews. I just look for
Yeah.
funny shit that
Yeah,
I
that's true.
see on here. But my 5-star, despite a couple that supposedly loves each other but doesn't trust each other, this movie rules. Tiff's such an amazing addition to the franchise. Couldn't have asked for anyone better to join in. 5 stars.
I totally agree with that, and it's true. Jennifer Tilly, without her in this movie, I feel like this movie would not work at all. So my 1-star review, it says, I can't relate to this film because unlike Tiffany, I'm into short guys. So you know who you wrote. Holla, comment in the sec. I do love that one. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And then the 5-star I found, it says, why can't Jennifer Tilly be my murderous goth girlfriend? Life isn't fair.
Yep.
Which we can only hope.
It isn't, my love. I'm sorry to break that down for you.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, right?
I think that's pretty much it. So for next week, y'all, we're gonna do the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Which is gonna come out on
The
Netflix.
good thing, it is a Netflix movie, so you guys have all weekend to watch it. So make sure you catch that on Netflix.
When does it come out?
Friday.
Oh, Friday. Okay, so there you go. So Friday you can watch it, and then Monday you'll see our episode.
Yeah, and we will have someone on for that one.
Yeah, so exciting. And then we're going to be doing Bride of Reanimator for the end of the month.
Yep.
It'll be fun.
Yep.
Another guest.
Yep.
So-
2 guests, 2 weeks in a row. Look at
Wow.
that.
Look at us. Look at us.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. So, and remember.
Wait, I haven't done the social media stuff.
Oh, I forgot.
You see, you're trying to end the episode already. Okay, so guys, as always, let us know in the comments if you like the episode or not. Give us a like and a subscribe for more episodes. And then also check out our merch store if you want to support us. It's gonna be the first link down below. It's at horrordaddiesmerch.store. Also, if you do listen through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you can always rate us through there and give us a review.
5 stars.
Please, thank you. And more if you can. But share us to all your friends, to your dog, to your fucking teacher, everybody.
To your husband, to your wife.
Everybody out there.
Oh, and remember, if y'all want a birthday song sing to y'all, I was being serious when I said that. Let me know and I'll sing to y'all happy birthday.
We'll sing
If
happy
you-
birthday.
Yeah, I was being so serious. I'm not lying.
Look at him. Is he laughing?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I thought. But guys, and then in the social medias, all of the links are gonna be down below. But at Horror Daddies, literally everywhere that you can think of, go follow us. You can always share some stuff. We do have a pretty good Facebook community that you can talk to other people, share your horror opinions, do whatever, just be civil. And that's pretty much it.
Yep. And remember,
Sweet dreams, asshole.
see you in your dreams.